And we are here. We made it.
Good
Mandy,
evening.
good evening. Could I just get a sound check? We've been having troubles with mics and laptops and all kinds of things. So,
Oh,
if you
yes.
if you could tell if me and my gorgeous sounding here co-host, my cognac voiced friend, I
Oh,
always say that, don't I?
you do. It's so funny.
I do. It is. That's what. Yeah. Well, if you could just let us know if we sound at least very much in the good, in balance to each other. If you can hear us clearly, because we've got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot.
Yep.
Okay. Waiting on the little bit of lag. Thank you all for being here. I'm not gonna shout out everybody's names, but I see some new people. I see some old people. I'm so glad to see some friends. Um, it is a tough topic. So the first thing I want you to do is make note of that trigger warning that we put up at the top because I mean it. Here on this channel, you know we don't coach the language. We're going to talk the real deal, right, Mandy? We're going to have to say things you don't want to hear. We're going to use the appropriate words. And we're going to ask you all to take care of yourselves. If there are things that you can't deal with, and we appreciate that, we don't want anybody to get stressed. We don't want anybody, to get over the edge on anything like that. So take care of yourselves. You are responsible for your best mental health. It's the best we can do is just give you the warning about what it's about. It will be about childhood exploitation, real exploitation. We're going to talk predators and we're going to talk about social media, online presence, and the dangers and what it's doing to it and how it's contributing to it. So, going to involve some things that we do, right, Mandy, that are uncomfortable,
Yeah.
you know, and just so that we know it's an uncomfortable conversation. We're gonna have it anyway because it's not getting better.
It's getting worse.
It is.
It's getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
And I, I have to say, and I think that you and I have talked about this before,
Mm-hmm.
even in the realm of being an adult on social media. So I think you're on everything I have, my Facebook, my everything, which people online are not on my Facebook. That's personal, maybe two, three people at most.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, my Facebook is private. It's my real name. My
Mm-hmm.
Instagram is 10 years old. It is private. It is in some way a resemblance of my name, my initials.
Mm-hmm.
And then my Twitter um, is 8, 9 years old, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And even back then, as an adult, I had no concept of this kind of stuff.
Right.
And you hear people talk about it like, don't use your real name and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, well, um, kind of late at
Mhm.
this point because it was in my handle for long enough. I'm sure there's screenshots everywhere
Mhm.
that have my name in it, but it is sort of scary, even as an adult, to think, oh, if I piss off the wrong person or say the wrong thing, is somebody going to be calling my employer or,
Right.
something like that. So even as an adult, trying to protect yourself becomes a lot. So
Mhm.
by not protecting your children in what's going to be in what 10, 15, 20 years, that's even more problematic. So, yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. And it's different as an adult, right? We can make those decisions. Use our own name, not, you know, be
yeah, but
something else, not.
I wouldn't
So,
have if I knew what I
right.
knew now.
Oh, of
you
course.
know?
Believe me, but like I don't even bother anymore because here's the thing. They can dox you and put your real stuff out. They can make up anything they want about you anyway, as I'm learning on the internet. They can say whatever they want, they can do whatever they
Right,
want. We all have to find our own comfort with it. But like like I'm saying, at least we are adults and can make some of those decisions ourselves. We can take
right.
down our Twitters. We can try to scrub. We even have the ability to scrub our accounts or actually contact the major platforms and try to get things removed. It's difficult, but it's not impossible that I have
Yeah.
found. It's not. I I don't tell many people, but I had a horrible instance before I came out here on Twitter in 2016. Um, I had a terrible experience with Facebook and the gaming industry and working on a gaming group, like a group of fans or players that get together and start an organization to help players, kind of thing. And they have a web page and all of that. And I was an admin, and I had a terrible stalking and harassment and awful, awful situation about it, where it gets right down to where they're threatening your family. They're taking pictures off every part of your social media and sending them to people and making up stories about them and submitting them. And I'm telling you, people can be ugly. And that was as an adult. I was a full grown adult, like with experience, and it still happened. Um, so I hear you. Like we live and learn, right? But
Right.
that's why I think, why when we saw some of the things lately, right, Mandy? Like we know this isn't a new topic. We know that there are great YouTubers out there covering it, okay? And and what I'm going to say is go watch them too. Watch it all. Every single one of them. Watch it. Give those people exposing this and the people
Yes.
that are doing it
Hit the
on YouTube,
algorithm. Yep.
on TikTok, give those people the views, okay? Don't go to the accounts we mentioned that are responsible for the bad stuff today. Please. That's all I ask you.
And
Is
it's hard not to.
it's hard not to, because I'm not going to show you faces. I'm going to blur. I'm going to have the decency for this child in the future that they don't see that I did it, okay? Now, not everybody's going to agree, okay? But from what I'm looking at statistics, I mean, not only is it just offensive what other people are doing with the pictures, what it's cultivating as far as a market out there, uh, you can't really stop that. Bad people are everywhere. We can't round up. Let's just take one example. I think what started us talking, right, Mindy, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was a TikToker by the name of Jacqueline Paul, who posts pictures of her daughter, Ren Eleanor. And it was the picture of a 3-year old in a tank top, tie, belly shirt, abdomen exposed. She looked adorable. One of the cutest kids I've ever seen. Okay. But what got Mandy and I talking about that? 440,000 downloads of that picture. Mandy, did
Well,
you have any urge to download that child's picture, as cute as she was?
no.
Okay. As cute. And she's cute. She is adorable. She's not grown up looking. She wasn't mature looking. She is 3 year old cute. Okay, pigtails, whatever. That's it. But I had no urge to download that picture. Uh,
No, and you have to back it up a little bit. So, just a little tiny hair, I want to tell you, I don't know if I told you how that video got to me because it was a video, somebody reacting to her video. And and my husband was horrified, but it came up on my husband's like FYP. He only uses,
mhm,
you guys, my husband hates social media, but that man will get stuck on
mhm,
TikTok for 2 hours. Like he
right.
finds the greatest video, the funniest videos. And every so often one comes along, it was probably hitting the algorithm. It came across and he knows how I feel about those situations. So
Mhm.
he actually sent it to me and was like, you have to look at this video.
Now
And
that's a
then
grown
I
man
sent it
who
to
was
you.
offended and saw
He
like,
was
whoa,
horrified,
right.
right?
Like, okay, so like, most of
Because
us,
he knows how I am about
right.
the things that I believe in. Johnny and Amber situation, male domestic violence,
I
he
love him for that because you and I were,
right.
let's admit it. Okay, everybody here knows we did the coverage and Mandy and I did it together and we were just a tad obsessed about the truth getting out because we were sick of the misinformation and we will own it, right, Mandy? We were, we
I
were,
own it.
we were
Um,
freaking on it like white on rice. There was
my
no way.
TV is recording the VMAs in my bedroom right now because my husband's
Because,
like,
mhm,
if Johnny is going to be on there, I want to give you the option of being
mhm.
able to see him, but I'm not watching the effing VMAs. That was my
That's right.
husband.
No, I'm not either. It's kind of like why anymore? Like why really? Like who's gonna win? Like whoever paid off the most money or like whatever. I don't know. It's got nothing to do with talent
Oh.
or a show anymore. Like I just I hear you. I hear you.
So,
Mhm.
anyways, so my husband is always consciously aware of things that are of importance to me. So, if he sees something that he thinks that I want to talk about or talk to you about or,
Mhm.
something like that, he'll just send them over to me. So that's actually how
Mhm.
that started.
Yeah.
Was he was horrified because
Mhm.
he feels the same way,
Right. Right.
I do.
Hey,
And
yeah.
yeah,
And like he'll go and look, but I'm sure he didn't download that picture. I'm positive.
no,
Okay. And like I'm not chastising all of you in the chat if you go and look at that TikTok account. I'm not because you're going to be like horrified. I'm not going to show you enough to satisfy the train wreck that we want to see, that we all want to see. Like we only have so much time, and this is a
and that's, yeah,
huge, huge topic
this is
because it
just one
yeah,
person. This is
this is
just a,
one person, right?
yeah.
And in a way, you know what? I will say this. I would feel bad for her, the mom, if when it was brought to her attention, she actually did something about it. Now, she did do something, right?
Oh, she put
Mandy,
out a statement. It was
she did.
awesome.
Yeah, she did. But the first thing I want to do before we get into Ren is I'm gonna I hope you all like the way I sound tonight because I'm actually gonna read a little bit of an article that kind of puts what Mandy and I could spend 2 hours saying kind of in a nutshell for you, and then we're gonna show you some details from other YouTubers and from Jacqueline Paul herself and some bits of the account. But if you'll just give me the grace here. I'm gonna just read you a little bit. Eh, so here we go. Hmm. I pull up the right one here. Okay.
My cat just stuck his coffee in, or his coffee,
His
his
head.
face in my iced coffee. He like put his
Isn't that
face in my
lovely? Did
whole
he?
coffee cup.
I'm glad
He's
you guys are close because damn, I wouldn't be giving up my iced coffee like for a kid. Like nah. Uh-uh. But I'm glad
no,
you're close. Yeah.
he didn't drink anything. He just put his whole face down in there and then pull
It's like.
because he
It's,
drinks my water. My
yeah.
cat is weird. I'll post a video someday. He's very spoiled.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, I'd be like, boo, take a step back. Like, don't be messing with my pup. Just out
Get
there
away
for
from my
everybody.
puppy.
There isn't a pet, a child, my own child, my grandchild, an animal, a man, a woman. There isn't anybody on the planet that's gonna come between me and my coffee. No, and that's for your all your protection, not mine. That's to keep you all safe, not me.
Right.
But anyway, here we go. TikTok parents are taking advantage of their kids, and it needs to stop. And we can't agree more. Any child working as an influencer is at risk of exploitation, including from those who are supposed to protect them. Okay, now the term kid influencer, okay, is a term out here on social media now, and that would be any kid who's out here actually producing content with paid advertising, marketing, and sponsors, okay, and influencing other children, whether it be in a gaming market or like Ryan's Toy Chest, where he does unboxings or anything like that. These kid influencers are also under the age to have platforms on their own. They're managed by their parents, okay, all of them. Their parents have to sign up for these things to get them on there, even though these kids have the channels and they're the faces out here. Okay, the parents are the ones making, and that's why they call it. The other term is for those parents that start the accounts for just to get pictures of their kids out or just to share life. That's called sharenting. Sharenting,
Yep,
like
sharenting.
parenting, but sharing.
Sharenting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sharing your parenting without your child's permission because damn
Yeah.
they're too young to
Without
tell you
consent.
about it. Okay, so Sherrington. Okay, so those are the two terms you're going to hear a lot like throughout this. So here's a
Hey, buddy.
story. Rachel Barkman's son started accurately identifying different species of mushrooms at the age of 2. Together, they go out into the mossy woods near her home in Vancouver and forage. When it came to occasionally sharing in her TikTok videos her son's enthusiasm and skill for picking the mushrooms, she didn't think twice about it. They captured a few cute moments, and many of her 350,000 plus followers seemed to like it. That was until last winter, when a female stranger approached them in the forest, bent down and addressed her son, then 3, by name and asked if he could show her some mushrooms. Let that settle in for a second.
Yeah.
I immediately went cold at the realization that I had equipped complete strangers with knowledge of my son that puts him at risk, Barkman said in an interview this past June. This incident, combined with research dangers, whoop, into dangers of sharing too much, made her reevaluate her son's presence online. Starting at the beginning of this year, she vowed not to feature his face in future content. My decision was fueled by a desire to protect my son, but also to protect and respect his identity and privacy, because he has a right to choose the way he is shown to the world. That's a big point right there. Like, people miss this. These kinds of dangers have cropped up alongside the rise in child influencers, such as 10-year-old Ryan Kaji of Ryan's World, who we mentioned, who has almost 33 million subscribers, with various estimates putting his net worth in multiple tens of millions of dollars. Increasingly, brands are looking to use smaller, more niche, micro, and nano influencers, developing popular accounts on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube to reach their audiences. And amid this influencers' gold rush, there's a strong incentive for parents, many of whom are sharing photos and videos of their kids online anyway, to get in on the action. The increase in the number of parents who manage accounts for their kids, child influencer parents, are often referred to as sharents, opens the door to exploitation or other dangers. With almost no industry guardrails in place, and I looked, people, you know I did,
There's
none.
not.
None. Okay? These parents find themselves in an unregulated, wild, wild west. They're only the arbitrators of how much exposure their children get, how much work their kids do, and what happens to the money earned through any content they feature in. And there's a quote: once public engagement happens, it is very hard, if not impossible, to really put meaningful boundaries around it. Okay? Once you're out there, you're out there. Instagram didn't respond to multiple requests for comment about whether it takes any steps to safeguard child influencers. A representative for TikTok said the company has a zero tolerance approach to sexual exploitation and pointed to policies, don't get me laughing, to protect accounts of users under the age of 16.
Sure
Oh,
you do,
shit.
TikTok.
Okay. All right. Anyway, but these policies don't apply to parents posting with or on behalf of their children. See the catch 22? Well, you can't have an account unless you're age X. So that's how we get that. And your parents are allowed to do all the posting for you underneath, and they don't have to follow those rules. They get to follow the adult rules. What?
That's you.
What? Like, how does that work? Okay. When parents share about their children online, they act as both the gatekeeper, the one tasked with protecting a child's personal information, and as the gate opener, said Stacy Steinberg, a professor of law at the University of Florida and the author of the book Growing Up Shared. As the gate opener, they
Ooh, I should get that
benefit
book.
gaining both. I have it. They benefit gaining both social and possibly financial capital by their online disclosures. The reality is that some parents neglect the gatekeeping and leave the gate wide open for any internet stranger to walk through unchecked. And walk through they do.
Yeah.
Hmm. Molly. Okay. We're going to meet some of these Sharons now. Well, let's just stop here for a minute. I'm going to just
Yeah.
break that for a minute because that's a lot of reading. And I don't want to bore you all, but here's the facts. When we looked into it, first of all, Instagram is owned by Facebook. Okay. Yeah. And we know how Zuckerberg follows the rules. When it comes to
None of them.
influencing or misinformation. Well, not
Yeah.
really a great track record. Sorry, Mark. Going to call it the way it is. You can send me an email later. But Facebook is notoriously awful at this. They have been sued. They have been reprimanded. They have even been tried to be federally regulated. Is that not true, Mindy?
Yeah.
Okay, so they own Instagram. So their policies there on Instagram, well, you can imagine they don't hold up. Um, and if the biggest influencer out there, because when I looked at the numbers, Facebook had the most the most accounts actually out there of shared information of children going on too.
Yeah.
Instagram number two, TikTok coming up fast. TikTok,
TikTok's so
with
bad, man.
yeah, but TikTok actually has it in their motivation to by 2025 to triple their ad revenue in regards to to the younger demographic. Now, I'm not
Yeah.
talking the 2 and 3 years old or the 4 year olds, but they are talking about 16, 17, and 18-year olds. They are talking about preteens, teens, and young adults. Okay. And they're targeting that advertising towards them. Okay. And they are actually targeting advertising in general and giving more perks so that these other accounts, like Ren, who are actually bringing in the numbers, are actually going to be making some really good money and they're enticing them to do it more and more often,
Yeah.
yeah, which is definitely contributing to the problem.
And yeah, oh my God. There's no amount of money for me.
Hmm.
None that
Nope.
would do what these parents are doing or having their children do or
Hmm.
allowing to be put on the internet. It's a little tougher. I'm getting to a spot where I only have really one that I have any say in at this point because
Hmm.
the other ones are over 18. They're adults.
Hmm.
But the one that I have a say in, I can look, I can watch, I can check comments all I want. But the unfortunate reality is there's stuff that's going to get through. And hopefully, she is wise enough from the conversations that we've
Hmm.
had to understand what's out there. These children don't understand what's out there. So
Mm-hmm.
while mom may think it's okay to be posting a picture of your child eating a foot-long hot dog, that child in 15, 20 years is going to look back and go, wait a minute, what the F were you doing? Do you understand what you did to me? I mean, it's gross to me. I just, yeah, yeah.
Oh, it is. It is. It is. And unfortunately, there's no doubt in what is happening with some of these pictures. The other part of it is, um, before we go on about the mental health, about the parents are actually setting up these children not to have very good self worth or an identity of their own. If a parent is going out of their way to put this image out on the internet, how does a child actually know that whether that's their image or what they're feeling or who they think they are? You're setting up an imbalance there. There's been research, and Mandy, I know you're like psychology the way I do, so you know that's
Right.
where I went with a lot of this.
Yeah.
Is to this 3 year old. And let's just talk about that 3 year old, poor Rin. Okay? Beautiful girl. At 3 years old, you look a little, she's so damn cute. Should she not be as cute at 10? How the hell is she going to deal with that? Knowing that millions and millions of people thought she was the most adorable thing at 3, but she's changed. She grew up, and maybe they don't accept it as much. When the comments start saying, "Oh, you were so cute at 3, but mm, you know,
Right.
are you putting
Social
on a little
media is a
weight there, Ren? Like, are you growing
social
up a
media
little
is a
bit there, Ren?"
absolute drag
Yeah,
too. I mean,
you
people
know what
go
I'm
at
saying?
you
I'm not
yeah,
gonna diss on the child. She could be absolutely stunningly gorgeous at 10. I don't know, and will be a beautiful woman. I don't know. All I'm saying is you are setting her up for the unbelievable hurdles in self-esteem, in self-worth, in identity, and at the same time, the biggest crime. And you'll be surprised. We're worried about the predators, right? With that $440,000, 440,000 number of downloads. Like, I'm really worried about that. But you want to know what the biggest crime against these children is? Even at her age at 3? Identity theft. People taking their pictures, opening up accounts, opening up all kinds of stuff in their names, stealing their identities, finding out where they live based on what you post, the background, where your house is, the park you went to, the McDonald's that she's eating the burgers at. Like, all
right.
of that. These people are not nice. They use it all. Identity, the children's identities are being stolen, and not only by the bad guys, by the social media platforms themselves. It's now in there and being sold to the advertisers, their age, what they like, what they're doing, what they're transactioning on, but with their name attached to it, not the parent's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see what I mean? It's like they had no choice. This is all being done against their will, like without them even having a shot, without them even getting a say. Now, I get that parents do get to say what their minor children are allowed to do and what happens.
Come here.
But yeah,
Yep.
who Mandy is actually suffering the most here? Like, the parents not suffering the consequences, are they? In the long run.
Right.
Yeah. And that seems to be the problem, right? Mm.
That is the problem.
Yep.
Come here. Come up
And
here.
Sean, Kathy has a point. Pictures have data. Oh, yes, they do. We learned it. We learned
Well,
what?
and
Metadata. I know.
hmm one of the other
Mm-hmm.
things that was like with the that I was just thinking about is with
Mm-hmm.
this
Coogan
spec-
laws. I just saw you. Go ahead.
yeah, those are limited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Laws have definitely
Mm-hmm.
not caught up with social media.
Yeah,
So,
and you know when they started that, like back in 1938 or something, like way, way, way back with this actor from way back, like, and then into the 50s, and they still don't have it up to today's standards. They still don't even have They're just now working on protecting those child's the money that's made, because they're learning that the money is the influence, right, Mandy? Like the money and a better life, the belief that you're giving the child a better life by making more money, at least here in the United States,
Yeah, what
is
cost?
right, and without keeping the cost in mind. And yet you've got the Masterson case and all, and Macaulay Culkin, and God, I could go on and on and on with all these
Drew
people.
Barrymore went
Drew
through a
Barrymore, right?
lot.
Julia
Yeah.
Lewis. I mean, all of these child performers, actors. It's not social media, but maybe it was more Hollywood, but it does reflect to the same thing that's going on here. They were not protected. Their money wasn't protected. Their identities weren't protected. Their work, even their child labor work laws didn't apply because it was their parent. They could work 14 hours a day. You'd never have a kid do that. Okay. But a parent can. Okay. And these laws have not caught up, which is what was really piqued my interest about this. The mental
Yeah.
health issues that are abound, the laws not keeping up. Um, we're finding that more and more on social media, aren't we, Mindy? That the law does not keep up with what you're able to do out here.
No.
And so you need to actually act on the common sense of people, or at least keep calling it out so that it's just not as easy for them to get away with it. So they take a step back and look, and those with at least a molecule of fortitude that want to do better can at least see the issue and take a step back. Like, but unfortunately, that wasn't our friend Jacqueline, was it?
No. And yeah, we should proceed forward because I think we have a
Yeah,
couple things. Yeah.
I am. I do. I'm going to get to the videos, guys, and then Sean, you made a comment there that yes, the comments that are on the videos and the requests are absolutely ridiculous, and we will get to that. But let us
We
first
just
look.
have one screenshot of the comments and it's bad enough.
Yeah, that just says it all. You know what? You know what? I'll just. Hmm. That takes 2 seconds. I'm going to do that first, then we're going to go to
Okay.
the apology. Okay. All right. Is
My
that
husband's the best.
you do have the best? He is amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, and you could tell him I said so too. It's like, ask him if he's got a twin. Ask him if he's got a twin. Although no, don't, because I don't want him. I don't. Yeah, no, don't. I don't want to get married or anything again. I'm done.
Brothers, they're already married.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Here we go. All right. Let's see if we'll get this up here. All right. So um, this first one, which I thought was quite interesting, was how age at which parents in the United States think children should be able to have their own social media account. And this was this year in May. Okay. How, what do you think the top percentages was? Just in the chat. Anybody who has children or thinking about children, or just, put your thinking cap on about it, whether you do or not. What age do you think is appropriate to be on your own on social media with all of that media accounts? And I'm talking all of them. Okay. What do you think, Mandy, while they're thinking? And react with me,
What
chat.
do I think it is or what do I think it should be?
What do you think it should be? They said, what do you think they should be able to have their own social media accounts?
Without restriction, 18. but
Right?
I'm
Without,
also
yeah. Hmm.
but I'm also the parent that won't let my almost 16-year-old get her
Hmm.
nose pierce thingy that goes across, you know that everybody's doing.
Hmm.
Um
You know what?
under
Yeah.
so yeah, we're a little different. So,
Hmm. Well,
um
16, 15 well, 16 was the highest percentage, I'll tell you that. Although I do kind of agree with 90, 32, 25, and 48 that I'm seeing in the chat. Like, I'm with you, people. I hear what you're saying. I do.
never.
Never would be good too, based on my personal experiences out here. I'd say never, but we got to try to grow our children to be able to handle it. But I do get you. I really do. But actually, this poll itself did say that the average age that parents actually thought it was okay for children to be let loose on the internet was 16. Okay, they are able to have their own Instagram account. They are able to have their own TikTok. This is all over 13. I mean, TikTok, not TikTok.
Tic
Sorry.
Tac.
TikTok.
Okay.
I know it is kind of tacky. I can't help it. Like it just it happens. Um, but TikTok, Instagram, all of these platforms, usually the baseline on average is 13. Okay, then they can start to have their own accounts. Parents and those surveyed thinking of having kids and whatnot, or and even grandparents are all thinking closer to 16, 17, 18 years old. But what really got me is, do you see these numbers over here, people? People actually thought that 1 year olds should have social media. Who, people that are down there, you either didn't read the question right or you're running those damn influencer accounts and that's all you're thinking about. Like, come on. No, no, these kids should not have accounts. No 3 year olds, 4 year olds, 5 year olds, 6 year olds. There's percentages here, which means people actually weighed in. Okay. All right.
Sandy asked an interesting question, and I can't tell because I'm
Mhm.
kind of sitting back being lazy.
How
Um,
were the how old were the parents
how old
surveyed?
were the parents?
Uh, It just says parents in the United States. And by the way, this is a United States survey. We didn't poll the world. But I will tell you that the UK is currently in actually looking at the issue and actually redoing some of their laws to protect children in about the pictures and stuff like that. Like they are actively, and I found laws in Australia too that were being motivated and coming up that they were actually going to do more. Everyone's looking at it. And Kyle brought up COPA. Do you remember COPA? The
Whoa,
COPPA?
something crazy is happening on my screen right now.
What
Is
is it?
anybody else see the screen melting?
Oh no. Is it happening again?
Okay, it's back. That
Okay.
was weird, and I am not even on mushrooms.
Okay, you know what? That's been happening because of my internet lately. It could be the potato. It's the internet with the potato. The
Made
potato's
my
actually fine.
whole
It's the
screen just
internet
melted.
connection. It does this like whoopee LSD pixelation thing. Okay,
That
let's move
was
on from the
great.
survey. Let's help the potato
Okay,
out. This is Ren blurred, but I want to show you the numbers that this woman is bringing in. These are the views on these pictures, which are almost all involved eating. Okay, 11.3 million, 14.5, 7.7, 10.5 million. Always mouth open, chewing, some kind of animation,
this is a
climbing.
trip.
Yeah, this is it doing it again?
Yes, it's awesome.
All right, let me just try
We're
one
back.
more. All right, and here
And you gotta
is the
understand something
comments. Here are
something too
yeah.
with this woman. Her justification was, well, X amount of my followers are women, and I'll get the actual statistic. I'll just
Mm-hmm,
have to think for a second.
mm-hmm,
She said, this amount of percentage of followers are women. The chick has 17.7, I believe now,
mm-hmm,
million followers. So even if 75% of them, 80% of them are women, you still have 3 million that are men.
mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah, I see.
yeah.
And you know how I can tell? Because here are the comments. Like, I don't know if the acid trip is keeping you from reading these, so I will
No,
read
it's
these. It says,
yeah,
can
it's
you
not.
try a pickle that would be good for her on one of them? It says, can you try a strawberry, please? Have her eat a strawberry. Oh, can she try eating cucumbers? She has eaten bananas, ice pops, like, all of this
And
stuff, you know?
mind you, like I told you, I clicked on that bottom account
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, okay, I want to see. And it's like a locked, private, no videos.
Mm-hmm.
So it may be cute that it's called fidgets, but uh, it's very much, who knows? Who
Mm-hmm.
knows what it is?
It is. And I do admit it may not all be men. It could be women too. Predators are predators. I'm just not even going to put a sex on it. I'm just saying that the people that are requesting this child to eat different kinds of food for their pleasure so they can download the picture, they're the predators. I don't care where they come from, what sex they are. Predator. Predatory behavior totally. Okay, these are the books that Mandy, Mandy and I were mentioning before. There's
Mhm.
one here that was brought up, the Washington Post and both the New York Times. The gentleman, actually Leah A. Plunkett, actually is the one who did some New York Times write-ups recently on this issue, that were very good, and they came from this book, Parenthood: Why we should think before we talk about our kids online at all. Okay. This other one is Born Digital: How Children Grow Up in a Digital Age. And there was things in there that you didn't even think of, like that are going to happen. Um, Both of these books are available through Amazon, through Kindle, through Audible. I do believe the Sharon Hood book right now, if you have Audible, is actually free, or you can get a free Audible download to try it. It was free right now. And then this one was reasonable. It was about $7 for the paperback through my Amazon, and it did have a Kindle version if you're interested in X. But Growing Up Shared, and this was by Stacy Steinberg, who was mentioned in the article that we met. How parents can share smarter on social media, and what you can do to keep your family safe in a no privacy world. This one actually had counter methods. Like, everybody wants to complain about the issue, but not many people dive in deep and actually give you some things you can do right now to help, to stop, to like pull it back a little, to protect the kids in your life all around, your grandchildren, your kids, everybody, or even to just help promote the issues and some safe internet policies for kids in general. On that, I'm going to get rid of that presentation and hope the potato comes back decently.
Oh,
Nice to see your lovely face there. You got the cutest little cat ears. I'm telling you. Okay.
thank you, honey. My husband is so great.
I know. Yep, and it said this is everybody actually could be a predator, and I agree. But Sandy, on your question about the poll that I put up, we don't know the age of those parents, but we do know the age of the parents, the demographic age of the parents that are actually putting their kids out on TikTok right now. I know the TikTok parents were aged 24 to 35. That's the age group of the ones promoting the smaller children on the internet. Okay. On
Yeah, not
Instagram, no, yeah. Hmm?
yeah,
Cool.
definitely.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh, now TikTok has the biggest percentage of the minor, very minor children, small children, age baby, like months old to like toddler age and above, to maybe like 10, has the biggest amount of this going on is on TikTok for that right now. Kid influencer, that would be a tie between Facebook, Instagram, okay, and YouTube. There are a lot of small accounts out there with kid influencers on YouTube. But there's a lot of sharenting going on too, right, Mandy? There's a lot of family bloggers who share all kinds of pictures of their
Right.
children doing all kinds of stuff. Family vloggings. We know problematic ones like Micah Stauffer. Everybody knows that case, and if you don't, it was
A lot.
about an adoption and everything that went wrong, and it was about a disabled child, and it was just about using everything for views and clicks, and just putting everything out there in a very distasteful
Right.
way, and they got a lot of heat. But it was a family vlogging channel. Family vlogging is very popular on YouTube, and it gets a lot of heat from a lot of big YouTubers out here who go against it because of this issue. Now,
As it should.
as they should. Now, the one thing I do want to play is just a couple of short clips, and I hope, is the screen clear right now? Um,
Yes.
of course, because I'm not sharing anything.
That's so bizarre. So while you're queuing that up, I didn't know if you were going to play the CC one.
You want me to play that one first?
Well,
Because I'll
there
play
was a
that.
really good clip. I just don't know if we clipped it at the right
Well, what
spot.
I
Just she
clipped
had a
it.
couple really good, just really, really good points, and
Hmm. Hold
but
on
I
one
can't
second.
remember if I time stamped that one or not.
Well, what it is I put it to where, YouTube does this thing now on my premium that it will bring me to the most replayed section of a video. Like,
That's
yeah,
cool.
that's freaking cool if you're a YouTuber. And I just discovered that today and I'm sharing it with y'all. So all you in the channel, like down there in the chat that like you do this kind of stuff, just discovered it today. And if you did know about it and you didn't tell me, why? Why didn't you share? Like I'm sharing. I just learned today I'm sharing. Why didn't you? But anyway, I'm gonna put it up and we'll see.
Okay, while you're putting it up, I want to respond to Dirty Uncle Sal.
Okay,
This
wait.
morning,
Is
my
this one?
husband and
Hold on.
yeah, my husband and I were having this exact conversation. And I'll give you my opinion, and my husband and I agreed on this completely. Other people may disagree, but in our opinion, the person encouraging it, the parents, are the ones exploiting because we're not going to stop who's online. My children asked me recently, like, my honest opinion about social media. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
social media is a freaking cesspool for all of the mentally unstable, um, PEDOPHILES, for the disgusting people to be able to do whatever they want behind a screen. Like, I really
Mm-hmm.
just dislike social media, although I'm on it everywhere. I just really do. And the fact that a parent is willing
Mm-hmm.
to put this information out there or show this information, and this is what I was going to say about Cece. This is what Cece said. As a creator, I don't think it's this clip, but as a
Mm-hmm.
creator, you know what stuff is
Right.
going to hit the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see your views on a TikTok of your child eating a foot long hot dog and that gives you the most views, you are going to continue to do it if you are a disgusting human being. So the
Mm-hmm.
parents are 100%, in
Yeah.
my opinion,
We
the
can't deny
ones
the fact,
responsible.
right, that they do get the percentages. They do see the algorithm. They know how many
Yes, they
downloads are
yep,
happening. They have more information than we do behind the scenes on what people are watching and viewing. And if there's something wrong there that they don't take it forward and ask the same question we are. Why so many downloads? What are they doing with those pictures? Where are those pictures going? Okay. Um that's a problem. And so I agree with you, Mandy. That's on the parents. That's on, or the creator of the account. That goes to the person putting it out there. Um, you got to be aware. Yeah. Aaron says, oh, sorry, Aaron. Creators can stop it for everyone. It's true. Stop doing it. Viewers can only stop it for themselves, and that's true. We can stop looking at it. We can boycott, say, Ren Eleanor's account, right? We can ask people not to go and look anymore, maybe prevent it. But it's not going to stop the people that are downloading it, is it, Mandy? It's going to stop people like us that wouldn't even think of downloading it. That she's just a cute kid. Like for the original
right.
purpose that it may have been put out there, we would be a consumer of that. It's not going to stop the nasty people. It's not going to stop identity theft. It's not going to stop the mental health issues that Ren could grow up with. The lack of identity of her own or the
Yes.
embarrassment at a job. When it comes
Right.
to light, and like here she goes to a college campus, and I was speaking with someone earlier about this. Ren is out on campus somewhere, and meet somebody, and they, oh, you're that Ren? I remember you when you were 3 years old in a little belly shirt, and there was all
No,
that
no, even
hullabaloo
better, even
all
better.
over the internet about your mom and 440 predator downloads.
I'll
How
go
many
ahead and
people have your picture, right?
I'll go
Yeah.
ahead and say it. The video where she's going through like her mother's purse, and her mom's like, "Oh, what is this for? What is this for? What is this for?" She takes a tampon out of her purse, spreads her legs, and pretends to insert it in herself. A 3-year-old. And the mother
Mm-hmm.
posted the video. Please, for the love of God, don't go looking for it. But I saw it because I was researching the crap this woman does. And it's actually on um, Dad Challenge video that we're going to discuss also. But he blurred stuff out
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. But she posted her
Mm-hmm.
3-year-old pretending to insert something. Let that sink in for a
Mm-hmm.
minute. That's vile.
Listen, and I'm glad you
Sorry,
asked
I
the
just went off on
question.
my little
No, I'm glad because, like, when Mandy, when she's on it, and I love it. And thank you, Dirty Uncle Sal, for bringing the question forward because, yeah, we want to know how to
We
deal
love
with it.
questions. Yep, and
We do, like, so don't feel bad about like being on. Yeah, please ask them. And Aaron too, and all of you, and Kyle, I agree with you. Nathan Thompson exists, and that's all that I need to make my decision on that issue. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. It is really difficult because, as I said before, the only thing, there are lots of things we can do, but if you have children, I recommend looking more into it. All you have to do is Google, what do I do to keep my child safe on the internet? And lots of people are going to come forward with lots of things you can do. And some things that you think are so innocent that we need to stop doing. Like, as soon as I found out that every picture I posted on Instagram went through Facebook's algorithm, and I already knew that Facebook had the worst history of protecting my privacy as far as the metadata on my pictures and stuff. They would, even though I turned off locations, they would actually go in down there and they would tell everybody where I live. They don't care. All you have to do is search the back of the whole photo.
yeah,
They didn't put anything in place because they were gathering it themselves, using it and selling it. And they have been convicted of this. I'm not saying anything that Facebook doesn't deserve right now. You know it, Mark. Don't come for me. You know you were in court. I read the
you and your
papers.
beef with
Yes.
Mark Zuckerberg is awesome.
My
All
my
right,
beef my beef with Pimple Boy is this. You're that smart. I know you know better. Why the F won't you do better? You are a multi-millionaire. We could change it. The hell with renaming everything to Meta. How about do better? Like, what the hell? Jesus, he needs to stop. He's got the world at his fingertips and he refuses
that
to
was
actually take
amazing.
any freaking responsibility. So, yeah, I got an issue with Mark.
I just heard the Jersey come out. That was awesome. Okay, let's
All right,
proceed
we'll
because
put the
I
bear
don't have
back
a
in the
ton of time.
box. Yes.
Yeah,
Let me play this little bit. You all can
put
get Jersey
put your
too after you
Jersey
hear
away
this.
for a minute. We're fine.
Okay, I'm done. All right. We may have to mute. I'm going to turn their volume up. No, I'm not either because I don't want to blast out their earbuds. Just make sure you can hear it. I'm only turning it up if you tell me in the chat you can't hear it.
I'll tell you how it is.
Well, we're gonna hear it fine. They may have an issue. Sometimes they do, but we'll see. All right, here we go. This is Cici Suarez. I will be linking all of these videos for you in the chat and later in the description.
Not followers, views, and then it says personal space is non-existent. And basically it's saying like you pass your kids something that personal like hygiene tool or something. And then if they know how it's used or what it's used for, then that means that you have like no personal space with your kids basically. Like you could have used just nail clippers, you could have used like deodorant. I mean, she did use those things, but the main thing is not good. So that's obviously very
Oh, did
concerning
it? She
and not
okay.
good, obviously. That's disgusting. So this one has, like I said, like 70, almost 80 million views, and then 10 million likes, 10.5 million, and then over 150,000 comments, 385,000 saves. That is so concerning. And then almost 550,000 shares. This like
I
the
have an
shares and
echo.
saves are really just getting me and it's terrifying. People in the comments are saying this feels wrong. I don't know how to explain it, but this feels wrong. Then why would you film her doing that? It doesn't feel right watching this. It seems like you let that child into too much of your personal space. It's ordinary feminine hygiene. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, sure. That's not the point. The point is that you're showing your daughter basically touching her privates on the internet, which is public. It says, and you posted this. Why? Da, 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 da. I wouldn't hand a toddler a razor. Yeah, she. And then this one says, yum. She should not see these stuff. I'd hope they meant and not yum. Why would you post this? Nope, this is not okay. No, it didn't feel right. And this is all last year. This is not okay. Feels inappropriate. And then one thing even said, like, she didn't even try to shave her legs, like, just went straight for the cooter. And I feel like that's because she's like prompted by her mom to do that. That's even, obviously, again, it's just my opinion, but I feel like I should be in prison after watching this. Someone said almost 400,000 saves to favorites. Yep. Yeah. Fucking crazy. This TikTok is sus. So, like I said, it's not.
Little did we know I would do such an intro into that video. I had no idea that's where it had taken you. Sorry. So that was the video.
No, that is the percentage because all right
Ugh,
now.
my gosh, it enrages me.
Now you know why we're doing this stream, right? Because is this mom innocent? She took that challenge, okay, and gave that child a tampon, a 3-year-old, put her in that position. And all of that pixelation that you saw there, oh, Cece did that. Because I can assure you that
Yes,
that
Cece
mother
did it.
who runs that account did not. It was
No.
all out there. It was all out there. All of it. Yeah, that's disgusting. And that's why we're talking about it. That's why we'll mention the account's name. You know I don't normally do that, right, Mandy? Like I want to talk about the issue and not the person. But this person gets mentioned because this person's still doing it. This person just
And completely, number one, gaslighting people,
mm-hmm,
making it out to be not a big deal.
mm-hmm.
It's awful what she's doing, but yeah.
Yep, it is. And just in case you don't believe me, I will give you her apology, and
Oh
you
my
tell me.
god.
Hmm. Yeah, don't throw up back there. I don't have anybody to clean up after you.
You're not gonna do the whole thing, are you? Because I can't cringe that long.
It's only 2 minutes and 54 seconds.
Okay.
It's 2 minutes and 54 seconds. And I thought I was gonna do it, but like
No,
you
go
could.
ahead. You're fine.
Okay, all right.
When I mute on my headphones, are you hearing me? So I'm gonna mute and then I'm gonna
No,
talk for a second. Okay, I just want to make sure. Hold on.
all right. Mute and talk. I guess I don't. Yeah.
Okay, it works because it's off of these headphones. I'm muting it there instead of through the. Because
Mm-hmm.
my husband's amazing and brought me pizza, so I'm gonna eat a piece of pizza while
Oh,
we're
you
doing this.
see, 2 minutes and 54 seconds of pizza bliss is yours. You've seen this. You don't even have to. Like, I'm
I
gonna,
know.
yes.
Okay,
And
go.
just remember, I gave you a trigger warning, right, chat? And I do apologize, but like we had to see it, you have to see it. You have to see why, because I do believe you understand. I have my standards about mentioning accounts, names, and stuff like that when I'm talking about an issue. But I think once I play the apology you'll kind of understand why I'm making an exception to the rule for this
Right.
one. Okay. All right. So, mhm.
And I've learned a lot. What started out as a hobby to make a digital scrapbook for my daughter Ren grew into an interesting role for me as a single stay-at-home mom. Ren is my number one priority, and her upbringing and safety are my top job 24 hours a day. This account has allowed me to provide for my daughter and to set aside money for her future. I'm not sure how this conspiracy theory got started and spiraled out of control. What you need to know is that no law enforcement agencies I conferred with, including the FBI, have found any proof that my daughter's likeness appears on inappropriate websites. These rumors are 100% false. If anyone has real tangible proof, please contact me immediately. My email appears within my TikTok profile. What is true, Ren is a happy, healthy 3-year-old. The videos we film together from my account a couple of hours a week are fun and lighthearted. TikTok analytics show that my followers are 76.8% female. That's more than 13 million females, including lots of moms. And I thank you for watching and for your interest in my family. What baffles me is that rumor spreaders express such passionate concern for my daughter, yet law enforcement has found zero real proof about these untrue allegations. Creating videos talking about scurrilous rumors that my 3-year-old daughter appears on porn sites isn't proof. Repeating false information over and over will never convert into fact. Doing so is wrongfully smearing my daughter's name and unjustly damaging my reputation. What I've learned from this ordeal, I realize I should have spent more time reading the community's comments. With millions of followers, this is no easy task. If these false rumors have prompted parents to rethink how they let their kids be involved in social media, that is a good thing. Honor and act upon your personal decisions, but please do not mom shame me because we have different parenting styles. I look forward to making more videos with my daughter, and I am committed to making changes when I turn my account comments back on. I will filter them to remove offensive comments and report and block accounts as necessary. Online safety precautions that will remain in effect include disabling the ability to download or duet our videos. Stopping sexual predators is a job for law enforcement. The TikTok community, including parents, can play an active role in this effort by forwarding real evidence to help the authorities catch the creeps. Let me say it again. If you have real evidence, please contact me. I would do the same for your child. Thanks for listening, and you can read the full version of my statement on my Instagram account, TikTok Ren. The link is in my bio. The past few months have been incredibly distressing, and I've learned a lot. What started out as a hobby
Hurry, shut her up. My God.
I know
Oh,
you don't get a second play. Sorry,
no.
Jacqueline. Yeah,
Ugh,
sorry. Whoops. There you go.
gosh.
So, utter disgust, right, people? That was a prepared statement by whoever she ran to. Like, oh my God, the internet
Do
is
you
coming after me because I'm posting this, and they're going to interfere with my mega $1 million account going on here.
here's the
But
other thing. Do you
Bavarian made a
know
good account, a good comment. He said if there, he said something about dollar. Like here it is.
if there was a
Uh,
filter with
if
dollar
ever, if
signs in her,
ever there,
yeah,
if ever there was a filter, it would be dollar signs in front of her eyes. Exactly, like
exactly.
exactly. And there is no remorse in that voice. There is no I'll do better because I can guarantee that 12 hours ago she did a TikTok of her daughter at the fair eating all the fair food.
Yep. Hit that
Popcorn.
algorithm.
Did that.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Cassandra and you will both remember this. Do you guys remember James and Micah Stauffer's white clothes, white bed apology video? That's what that
Oh.
chick reminded me of. It's
Listen,
like, this is such BS.
I
It's,
want to do
oh,
a round table of just laughing at all the YouTube apologies we've ever seen or all of the social
oh my
media
gosh, we
apologies
have at
we've
least
ever
four from
seen.
Katie.
We It might be the only time I play anything of hers on my channel. Maybe.
Facts.
I'm
Yeah,
saying maybe. I'm saying
let's
maybe.
not.
That's not a yes. Like it's
Let's
gonna
not.
let's not and say we did. Okay, let's not and say we did. There's plenty of others because
Yes.
there's a whole market in YouTube apologies. They do the same damn thing. They're
Oh
apologizing
my
the
gosh, that would
very
be a
freaking next day.
hilarious thing. Should I make a channel just reacting to people on YouTube doing
Hey,
apology
you
videos?
know what, Mandy? It might be our new series. It's like here, apology of the month, and we just do a whole retake on it. Like we just like, oh wait, because we could start with Tate, but I know somebody in the chat's gonna have a heart attack because I said that name. But we could just start with Andrew Tate's little message he put out there after he got canceled everywhere.
Oh
But
my gosh,
there
that'd
you
be
go.
great.
But oh my
Okay.
God. But
So
no,
do
no.
you have Dad Challenge Pod
I do, and I'm
pulled up
getting
at
it up.
7?
Um,
Okay, I'll explain while you're doing that.
well,
So
I
you
don't wait. Did you say a time, an exact time frame?
It's 7
Because
minutes. It's right about 7.
okay, I'll go
So
back to that one. Wait, let me. Okay.
so if you guys remember what she literally just said about talking to law enforcement and her child not being anywhere, keep that in mind for this clip. And I also want to say, Claire and I discussed this. Some people might not like CC. Some people might not care for the Dad Challenge
Mm-hmm.
podcast or the guy or, yeah, whomever we speak with. And then that's cool. That's fine. Then don't go watch them.
Right.
But for me personally, I know Josh I've spoken to him a couple times, and sometimes he can get a little bit cray cray, just like we all can out here.
Mm-hmm.
But what he stands for, deplatforming family vloggers or having laws in place, restrictions in place, I support that a
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Right.
So,
Wait, on this issue, there are quite a few sometimes who we consider problematic. I would say I myself have thought of Josh problematic in the past on some things, but on this issue, he's done the work, and you're going to see it.
on
He's
most
not.
family
Yeah.
vloggers, he does
On
a lot
yeah,
of, yeah.
he does the work, he did the research, he can prove it hands down that those downloads exactly where they're going. And be patient with us. We're going to show a few clips from this particular video, and I do have a potato, so I have to start and stop it and get it in the right place. I'll stay muted the whole time so there's not an echo. But Mandy, you can talk. I don't think they were hearing an echo when you weren't muted, so that's good.
Okay. This is at 5 minutes. I think it needs to be at 7. We do not need to listen to her
Mhm.
apology again.
Mrs. Cassandra is asking a very good point. I don't know if you knew this, Mandy, but remember Call McNutt's stream and remember the stream where the Dad Pod Challenge and a couple of other accounts, Illuminati, Josh, Call
Yes.
McNutt, and a
Yeah.
few other people all got involved and they were going to expose all this stuff. And they were brave enough to come out there and do this, and they got ripped like you would not believe. Like people really? They're trying to do good, and y'all tore them up.
Right.
Like, and they are no longer together doing any of this. You all brought every other issue you could think of and throw it at them because, whatever. But some of them are still doing the work. And they
I love all
all,
3 of those people, so
I love the Illuminati. I love that woman. If you hear me, Lacey, love you.
I
Don't
wish she was
care.
around more. She's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Love her. Love that she stood up with that. You know what? Comic Nut, he was my insomniac stream when he was doing those 3 a.m.s, and that's how I got this little YouTube bug for 3 a.m. It's his fault. 3 a.m. You see me out there? He did that because those were fun, and they were people from all over the place, but they all stood on this issue. Now they may not be streaming on it, but Josh is, okay, and he's taking the heat from it. And sometimes he goes too far about things. I get it, okay. I get like, well, he's mad. Can you understand how mad he might be if all he
And
deals with
that's what
is
it
this
is.
issue every single day? I'm not going to stick up for how people treat people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if he's doing right about this issue, I'm going to give him credit for it.
Go get
Okay?
her.
I am. And CC is doing great. Radiant Brent is also on these. Several other YouTubers. You just put in the name Ren, Eleanor, all those videos, watch them. They are all giving you information on what is actually going on out there. Watch the people that are fighting against it. Tell YouTube you want to watch it on YouTube. Tell YouTube that's more important than the account. Okay. Tell
Yep.
TikTok that that's more important than the account that's
Report
making the
these.
money. Right.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
report stuff all the time.
Hmm.
Like, this
Educate
should
yourself.
not be on your platform. But
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Should not. Okay, so on that, I'm going to mute and I'm going to play this first part. There are several parts, so
You just muted yourself.
I
There
know,
are
I
several
know.
parts,
There are
so
several
mute.
parts, and I'm going where she said in the beginning of the first dip, and I hope they start with the FBI. But if not, we're going to get there because I'm just going to continue on. Okay,
Okay.
and you go ahead and walk through it, and I'll stay muted.
Don't get me wrong. And if having money for your future is great, but don't forget the future that you are leaving for your children, that they don't have a choice to be this person. Jeanette McCurdy, I think her name is coming out with a book, I think tomorrow. which I'm going to read, where she outs and she says, "I'm so glad my mom died." Basically, her mom did this to her, turned her into a famous person, and she was the breadwinner for her family. Children should never be breadwinners.
Eugenia Cooney.
And like, notice how she says, allows us to make money. That kid is the star of the show. This girl is on there a couple of times. But for the most part, 95% of her content is this baby. And so, sorry, you don't get to say it. I don't care what it does for you and your money. Go figure something else out, asshole.
I'm not sure how this conspiracy theory got started and spiraled out of control. What you need to know is that no law enforcement agencies I conferred with, including the FBI, have found any proof that my daughter's likeness appears on inappropriate websites.
I'm going to stop you here because I think you're a damned liar. If this is true, because I've reached out to the FBI, I've done it on multiple occasions, emailed people, I've never gotten a response. Never once. Not once. And maybe she has. But this would be a great time to silence your haters right here and your dissenters and be like, look at this email I got from the FBI. And they said, hey, we looked at your shit. All good. Are you shitting me? Right here. Show your receipts. And even if it was, I don't believe you. FBI, oh, can you check out my social media account and make sure we're all good? Let us go through our database and see if there's pictures of your kids. You think FBI is just going to show that to people? Are you out of your damn mind? You think we're stupid? She thinks we're stupid.
These rumors are 100% false.
No, they're not. Okay? But why else are they sharing all that shit all over Telegram? Like, you don't expect us to believe that the FBI is doing a job, right? Okay, we don't believe you.
Because I wanted you to
is wrongfully smearing my daughter's name and
yeah, go to like 720. Okay, go ahead. Let me see if this is where it's at.
By my email below. Wow, you really sound like you're taking this seriously. There's this app called Telegram, okay?
Here we go. Play
and you can get it for
part.
your computer too. Someone sent me this and said, you got to look at Telegram. I said, okay. They said, just type in Daniel Cohn. So what I do, I type in Daniel Cohn. So here's what comes up with Daniel Cohn. And I'm telling you, this is in Telegram, okay? So on the first one, it says Daniel Cohn, and it's at Daniel Cohn channel, 1,172 subscribers, okay? Daniel Cohn 2.0, and the handle is at Daniel Cohn Jerkoff 2, 326 subscribers. Then there's a bunch of other ones. Daniel Cohn Place 2. And if you click one of these, like this Daniel Cohn 2.0, it's literally just videos and pictures of Daniel Cohn being inappropriate. Everything that she posted inappropriately. And then the comments, again, I'm showing this one because this is going to be my deep dive into Daniel Cohn eventually, but this is a picture of Daniel Cohn with her boyfriend and her boyfriend holding her butt cheeks and taking a photo. She's 16, everybody. She's 16, everybody. Got it? Got it? Just threads and threads and threads of her being inappropriate. Threads of it. I can't show you on this one, but I took a picture of it on my phone. So it's called Daniel Cohn Place. You can't really see it. I don't know if you can see it. Daniel Cohn Place, and read that there. This group can't be displayed because it was used to spread pornographic content. I want to make sure you see that, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, keep
What-
going because this plate,
You know.
if you like keep it going just a hair, he does look up Ren, Eleanor.
I know. And then there's
Yeah,
more
it's
like
traumatic.
do you want me to go to the end afterward with the big one when he does on Rin, or like we'll go right here? This is gonna go into the one that I just played, but I'm gonna go and put it down. Yes, I saw you. Well, all right, we'll play this through some more. If there's an echo, let me know.
Because Telegram's not just some family-friendly app. People are going to look at family content. I think we can all agree on that, right? There's been threads of this. This is where Disgustoids, TM, go to share this shit. So let's type in Ren Eleanor. Look how many threads come up, all right? Ren Eleanor here, 29 subscribers, 50 subscribers, 104, 19, 16. So type in the first one. And this is, why is it on here? Because Jacqueline didn't put it on Telegram, right? And it's all these, I don't know what language this is. Maybe I can get Google to translate this for me. So it says, which one should I put more is what this one is. And then I don't know what these answers are. See if I can, oops, get out of here. I can't highlight the answers because I don't know what they mean. I wish I could read that. Maybe someone else out there could read it. But basically, it's the thread of Ren eating a banana, eating a cookie, eating. It's all her eating videos. There's a drinking video. There's an eating spam video. There's her in a eating flaming hot Cheetos. There's her in a cheerleading outfit. There's her eating. There's her eating. There's her eating. It's all of her eating. Why? You know why. So, Jacqueline, I just showed you just one instance of proof. That is 29 subscribers. You go to the one with 50 subscribers. Okay? Drinking. Why is it so specific that all of her videos are, there's one of her sleeping. There's the one with the weird eyes. All right. I just wanted to show you guys that. Well, I wanted to show douchebag here, Jacqueline, that. Jacqueline, do you know that your daughter is on Telegram where other people go to share CSAM? Just so you're aware. I'm pretty sure Telegram is safe for everybody. I think it's encrypted end to end, so you can't really be caught, and it's all anonymous. I just showed you it. So there you go. Yeah. Did you ask the FBI about that? Just saying. What she's doing is semantics, right? She's not putting out stuff that's illegal. But what I and other commentary channels and other people in newspapers and everybody else are saying, you're giving them stuff to share and create and make their own stuff. What you're doing is feeding it to them. We're not saying what you're doing is illegal. What you're doing is immoral, right? It's not what any mom would do.
Okay. I didn't know where the next one jumped up to, but so basically he just completely debunked her claim. And I think that that's important to, she's so, it's lovely that you're setting up your children for financial, freedom or to go to school or whatever. But at what cost? Like, at what cost do you exploit the F out of your child? Your child hasn't given consent. The damage psychologically that you're doing to your child, potentially for the future. There's so many aspects of it. And she starts out by saying, my main priority is to protect my child. Well, you're failing miserably. And if you don't think that there's some sick blanks out there looking at your child when they, then you are completely disillusioned and you need serious mental help.
Yes, yes. And if you're mad right now, thank you. I hope you are.
If you're not mad, there's a problem.
If you're not mad, I didn't do my job. Mandy didn't do her job up here. Neither did the Dad's Pod Challenge or any of us. Because I want you to feel something right now. And I'm sorry if you're really, really upset. And I did put the trigger warning out there. But I want you to feel this. Everybody needs to freaking feel this because that mother's not. Okay, that platform. I'm not for cancelization. I'm not. I think everybody has a voice and a place on all of these platforms. But what I also am not for is damaging other human beings. And we need to put a stop to that. This child is going to have to deal with these repercussions for the rest of her damn life. And that woman isn't putting any thought into it. Okay. It's a gray area for me. There's no black and white here. Okay, but what Josh said was right. The law says she's not doing anything wrong. Morally, come on. How do you not see it? How do you not see it? How does she deny it? That's what I want to know. Like, let me just
her and many others. Like, this is not definitely. This is not inclusive, to a couple people. This is a huge problem.
And Mandy and I aren't just talking out the other side of our mouths here. You go ahead and Google every single psychological study right now out there about the mental health and children on social media. And every word that we said tonight is backed up by at least 5 or 6 studies. They're putting the money into it to help these kids because that's how many of them are going to be out there broken. That's how
Yeah.
many broken children we're looking at dealing with in the future because money would have made a better life. Because I'm addicted to social media for whatever reason they think that they're doing it, the long term repercussions are going to be horrible, you know. And we're just trying to find a way by getting the information out there on the little things that we can do. And what we can do is with our own kids and people in our own family and our own circles, start there. And then, me, I'm going to tell you to advocate the fuck out of it. Get down to your local whoever. Start with your omnibus, your
Yes.
assemblyman, your
If
senator. I don't care if you're Republican or you're Democratic or you're independent or you never voted in your life. Start emailing, because these kids can't do it for themselves.
yeah. Okay.
Ready for the last part? And then we're going to end like right after this. So I'm sorry we're going to leave you upset, but
No, I'm gonna actually, if you'll give me a second, I had my husband grab
oh, good.
the book that I'm reading. So after
Hmm.
this, I'm gonna read a little excerpt from the book I'm reading. It's quite fascinating. But go ahead.
No, go ahead and read it. Oh,
No,
you,
I'd
oh,
like to do
play
that
it.
at the end. Yep,
Oh, you get
I'm
to
cool.
do, yes, you get to do, yes, that would be awesome. All right, I'm muting and I'm going to put you,
What are we doing? Where are you at?
it
What happened?
stole it stole the freaking video on me.
Oh
Like
no.
it literally just like lost it somewhere that I can't even press the play button. So we're not okay because I'm not gonna take like 8 years to go find it. Go ahead and read. We're done.
Okay,
Okay.
so I'm reading a book. Yes, I read.
Hmm.
Shocking, isn't it?
No, it's not actually. I've read legal briefs. Don't let her kid you, people. Like we read legal briefs together. Yeah. There's a
Hold on, I
reason.
have
There's
to
a
turn
reason
on
we're
my
friends.
flashlight because I'm
Yeah.
literally sitting in the dark in my
Mhm.
living room right now
Yeah.
with my cats around me
While
and
you do that, I'll just tell them that the video that we were gonna play, I'll let you see all of it. I will link all. I'm gonna put you more links in the description than the three articles that I left you. I will put both of those videos, and I just want to mention there are several other people out there doing it. And if you want to know more about predators for the kid influencers and the things that are going on in all of the platforms, just look up the documentaries on Lion Maker, Onision, Austin James,
yep,
Lily. What was Lily's last name? Anyway, Lily Jean, I believe. Somebody can correct me. Well,
yep,
or
that's it.
Daniel Cohen. Okay, there are documentaries on these people being exploited up into their teens and what happened. You can go back and there's plenty of history uh, in what we would call in Hollywood, in making movies in the industry in that. But social media is going to be worse. But there's plenty there. All right, go ahead.
Okay. If you really want to know, I'll tell you what book, but I'm just going to read this part because we're not going to get into anything political or anything. But you'll like this, I
What
think.
we'll do is you can give it to me later and I'll link it if it's if it won't blow up YouTube.
Um, it might, and you might not want. I don't know. We'll talk later.
Okay.
But what it says is, although psychiatric illness is to a large degree biologically driven by genetics, diet, exercise, environment, plays a significant role in generating trends. Children and adolescents, for example, suffer more anxiety today than when I began my career. It's written by a psychiatrist. You're welcome. Although there are multiple reasons for this, the most important one from my perspective as a clinician is the rise of social media. Regardless of the country studied, the adolescent population shows a predisposition to internet and cell phone addiction, which strongly correlates with sleep deficit, anxiety, stress, and depression. Since I began working predominantly with young people in 2010, I have seen a steady, gradual worsening of emotional function, particularly in elementary school age patients. As cell phone use has expanded, it's not uncommon now for fourth and fifth graders to carry their phones with them. Many pull them out of their pockets reflexively the moment they sit down at my office and burying their faces in a little screen. So I just started reading this book, and that I was sitting over by the river because we do this,
Uh huh.
and I was reading this book, and I was reading that part,
It just resonates, doesn't it? Like their faces in their screen. Like that is our.
and the psychological effects. So there's this big, massive shift happening,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to do with our children being exploited on social media, our children being on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you and I talk about often, the psychological aspect of what it's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I have teenagers. I've seen firsthand the whole, being in your
Mm-hmm.
phone for hours.
Right.
And the thing with social media, it's a never ending constant stream all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it can be so negative, like negative swipe, someone died, swipe, someone cheated on me, swipe,
I know.
somebody's baby
It,
died, swipe.
yeah.
So it's
When
all of this negative connotation all the time on
exactly.
social media.
And there was
And
all
go
that
ahead.
about gaming and stuff like that, where they thought that was going to actually desensitize. It's not exactly just the gaming; it's the whole social media experience. All of it is
Right.
desensitizing or oversensitizing.
And it's
Body,
starting
yeah,
at birth.
yeah.
These immediate pictures of your child just coming out of your
Hmm.
birthing canal and put on your chest for
Hmm.
the whole world to see.
Yeah, I
There's
didn't need to see that. You
there's
need to.
so- there's something wrong with this.
I did
Eh,
not need to see any of
yeah.
my friends or any of my family give birth. I didn't need to see
Nope.
that. Nope,
And
didn't need to be
and
there. Mm-mm.
and even
Nope.
for me, I'm sitting there and I find myself consistently on um like animal rescue, animal stuff. Like there's
Mhm.
certain things on TikTok that I get stuck on forever.
Mhm.
I am infatuated with this photographer that has like 7 Maine Coon cats, and I
Mhm.
will literally sit on his page for hours and scroll like down cuz
Wow.
cuz it's great. But I'll feel it. I'll scroll by something and it's,
Mm.
some person that committed unalived themselves,
Mhm.
and then you scroll again and it's a woman, um, DV related, and you scroll again and it's
Mhm.
something else, and it's so depressing.
Right.
Well,
It's just a
I
lot of
have
it.
the ability to put it down, and I do it often, and my husband does it often. But
Mhm.
can you imagine?
Right.
We're older. These
Mhm.
children,
And
just
there's
seeing this all the time,
seeing the
every day.
negative is one thing,
Yes.
but seeing the overly positive is just as damaging. What about the 16-year-old addicted to selfies because she's got to be the hottest thing ever because that's all she sees on Instagram? Okay, that's it. Filters and beauty and this and that. And the men who are like best car, best here, been on this vacation, got that girl, got that job, got this, got that. The unbelievable amount. I mean, societal pressure was bad enough, okay? Because like I'm a little older than Mandy. I'm older than many of you in the chat. I could tell you that it wasn't as big a thing, the societal pressure from the online, as it is now. But there was societal pressure about your looks and your job and everything. But nothing like it hits you on the internet. It is like in your face everywhere. It's like everywhere. All the beautiful people. Like, how do you even compete? And then you have to deal with what Mandy said, all of that negative stuff on top of that. Like, how? How are they supposed to cope? Like, how? So keep them, regulating small children until they have a mindset to actually bring it in, because it's hard enough for an adult, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah, like get your 3, 4, 5 year. I see 3-year olds with tablets in cars. I do. It's like in the back seat of the car playing with the tablets and stuff like that.
Did
Hmm.
purple rhymes with orange take a jab at me because I read an actual book? I know it's crazy, huh?
No, she doesn't.
No, I know.
Look, look.
I'm just kidding.
It's just
I know
yeah.
it's not a jab. No,
Mhm.
I was just reading up
You know
the
what? It's a
chat.
jab. It's a jab at all those unnerdy people. Like, yeah, we're looking at you, all you unnerdy people who
Yeah,
actually think you're making a
I
jab at us because we read.
no,
No.
we probably have, yeah, we have like 600 books still.
Oh my
I
God.
love books.
Yeah.
I love holding a book. I like reading a book, and plus, I like to get away from
Mm-hmm.
my phone, from my electronic device. So if
Mm-hmm.
I step away and I put my phone down and I read a book, then I've stepped away. So I think that's probably more of the reason of the reading of the actual book.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, and you know, Juju brought another valid point up there. Uh, all of this onslaught of social media and the instant gratification that comes with it, like you know, the instant gratification. You
right.
got to be
Yes.
entertained all the time. Can't sit still. There is no quiet. That kind of affects your ability to do critical thinking skills or your lack of ability to focus for longer than a minute or a second, or to give a damn about anything for longer because there might be something better out there. People,
Yeah.
they're not happy with what they have because there might be something else,
Oh,
you know?
yeah. You guys are
Mm.
going to play. So I'll let you go. We were a little late.
Oh,
I want to get off of
okay.
here anyway. Um,
But thank you, Mandy. And thank you, chat, for hanging
you.
out. And YouTube, thanks for the grace of leaving this video up. Don't you dare. And Mark, don't
Hey,
even email me. Don't do it. Just don't do it, Mark.
I
Yep.
said on live, we're fine. No, just kidding. We were good with our words,
Hmm.
right? Right. Okay.
Yep. Hmm.
You guys have a good evening
Yeah.
on whatever you're doing with the gaming thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
Yep.
don't
All
game.
right.
I don't know anything about that.
That's okay. Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna go try out some new mics and stuff like that, and try to decompress from all of this. And
Yes.
but it's serious, and I'm not saying that you won't hear more about it because you know me, people. Like that might not be
Right.
the end of it. So, um,
And if more comes
yeah,
out that needs to be discussed,
we
then
will be
it
here.
just happens, right?
They will. But thank you for doing
Yep.
this with me, Mandy. I know it's been a rough couple of weeks. And Kyle, yes, I hear you. That might not be connected to the internet. It might be a movie. And in that case, I kind of agree with it. There's nothing wrong with entertaining them with something because some people do get stressed in a car. I get that. And I would not really be slamming that routine there at all. Especially for some children that actually need the distraction to be able to do it. I understand that part. I'm talking about I have actually seen them connected to the internet, like sitting at Starbucks, getting out of the car. Yeah, like rough, you
And
know. Yeah.
it's so here, I'll say this. It's so
Mhm.
easy to do. Just make rules for
Mhm.
yourself and
Mhm.
stand by them. When my when I almost said his name. I try not to do that. When
Oh.
my husband and
Mm.
I go to dinner, we
Mhm.
don't take our phones. He doesn't
No.
even take his when we leave the house. I usually take mine. I have my watch on, which is, you
Yep.
know,
I'm that B. I'm that
yeah.
B. You can't come into my house and sit at my table at dinner with your damn phone.
Yeah, it's just
That's
like
just the way it is.
sometimes we go
Yeah.
out and we'll be looking. We love to observe
Mhm.
people. It's such a great
Mhm.
thing to do. And we'll be looking over at a table, and there will be, a husband, a wife, a couple kids, and everybody will be on their phones. And we're just like, this is just so effing bizarre to
Mhm.
us.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
take the time. It's okay to have no phone zones. It's okay to put the stuff down and just be.
Mm.
I think
Mm.
it's super important. So,
Yep.
anyways,
Yep.
love
And
y'all.
yep,
Thanks
let me
for
just
coming.
yeah, and thank you, Mandy. I gotta do the YouTubey thing here for a minute. You know,
Yes,
I gotta make like those people that do it for me because I'm so bad at it. I have
I'm
to make them
typing right
proud.
now.
Are you? I know she's like typing it right now. If you want to be in the Discord for games, it is a perk of membership and or Patreon. And just so you know, you're not just giving it to me to play games. I actually donate that money to good causes like
Yep.
Trevor Project and probably anything I can find right now on child exploitation. Just so you know. So it's not going just into my pocket. It's not actually going to buy me a coffee or whatever. I do have another fund over there on my YouTube, on the back of my channel, and the link gets dropped. That's my Kofi fund. It's for buying a coffee, but what that goes to is a new potato, so we don't have to pixelate anymore. And I want to thank Juju for saying I sound so wonderful tonight.
It
But I
does.
don't want to disappoint you. I don't have my new mic up yet. This is my old mic, but the bear finally found some damn good settings that I didn't know existed. So I really appreciate that you noticed the difference because you made my night. You really did. See, old bears can learn new tricks. Look at that. There is hope for me out here with technology on YouTube. There's hope for me yet. And just imagine when I do get that new mic, right, Mandy? Like, ooh, ooh, like, who knows?
Yeah.
Or that potato and you don't get pixelated, but whatever.
Yeah, that
It,
was a
yeah,
trip, I have to
yeah.
say.
I know. But in the meantime, don't forget to like, share, comment on this video. This is an important issue. If there is ever a video that you share and do what you got to do for me, do it for this. This is an issue. This needs to get out there. Okay. Please like, share, comment, share it with other people that they might subscribe to the channel, get some good information, and share it even farther. Thank you all. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you so much for giving me your time tonight on a weekend. I know about in real life, and this was important, so I really
You're lucky it
appreciate
was
it.
cool out this today.
I
So I'm
know.
just saying,
And,
no.
yeah. I'm always lucky when you're here with that voice. Like, just like make me all like happy and stuff. Getting to spend time with you is always a pleasure. Thank you,
Oh, thank
everybody.
you.
And so on that, we're gonna hit our member thank you and say good night. Night,
Good
everybody.
night.